morning. Good morning. Welcome to Person-Centered Planning. Okay, so we have been talking about, well, first of all, we should probably introduce the person that is to my right.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Christopher Deans, PYLN board member. A lot of familiar faces in the room, so it's good to see you all.
Yeah, it's like the last day of the conference. It feels a little weird.
Yep.
Hi, Brandon. Hi, Adam. Hi. They're cleaning up. They're like the backstage crew right now because we need to leave eventually at some point. But this morning we're going to focus on person-centered planning. Allie, you're here too, aren't you?
I am here.
And your name's Allie.
And it is.
Okay. So, how many of you before this conference knew about PYLN before? Awesome. Okay. How many of you know about PYLN's new structure or their philosophy and how we approach the work that we do?
Stop using big words.
Oh. What word should I use then?
Our new direction.
What?
Our new direction.
Yes, the direction that PYLN is headed in now. Thank you, Chris.
How they approach things.
Yes.
Isn't that what I said? I don't know.
No, it's a philosophy.
People don't. What? Go ahead. You talk.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
I literally just ate a spoonful of peanut butter in the last session. It's a long story.
If you were here.
Everett ate butter.
Oh.
Woo, tough crowd. Tough crowd.
All right.
So, as Everett was saying, philosophy, what he really means, in better terms,
Is the way that we approach things, the way that we look at everything that we do, and how that PYLN, we like to say that we are youth-led, youth-driven. So everything that is decided within PYLN is done by youth and young adults, okay? That does not mean, for the parents in the room and professionals in the room, that does not mean that we do not have the support of adults.
correct.
That does not mean that we do not do that. However, the adults that support the work that PYLN does do it from what we call an adult ally perspective.
And our session this afternoon is going to talk about more specifics about that type of model, the youth-led, youth-driven model, how we use it in PYLN, and how that can kind of go over into everyday life. But this piece of it, the person-centered planning, really all rolls into the youth-led, youth-driven perspective, because before you can be youth-led, youth-driven, you have to understand the youth themselves. And youth, you all need to understand your likes, your dislikes, things that you might need more help on, things that you're really good at, all that sort of thing.
Well, and the other thing I'll say is that young people, you are the expert in your own life, okay? Your parents are there to help you and support you, and they probably know you really, really well. But the only person that knows what's going on up here and what's in your heart is you, okay?
And today we're going to talk about person-centered planning and person-centered plans. We're even at the very end going to do an actual piece of paper that could be a person-centered plan. But person-centered planning isn't just a document necessarily. It is still an approach, and I think those things can be in informal and formal ways. So a piece of paper that you can hand to somebody is a pretty formal way to do person-centered planning. But just having conversations about it, moment to moment. There was something that happened this morning where Brandon's book bag was in the way. And Adam, it was a book bag though, right?
Yeah, it was in the way.
Oh, they just wanted to move it. But Brandon felt uncomfortable because Adam and Everett moved his book bag and didn't tell him, didn't ask him.
Yes. We thought he wanted his bag to be down at the front desk in the little locked away area, and he did not. And he was very upset at me.
So that's a silly example, but even that small moment is something where they should have focused on Brandon, knowing that Brandon loves to know exactly where his things are, exactly
Yes.
what's happening with his items. So that's an important thing to learn. So now next time, maybe,
I will not move his book bag.
you will not move his book bag without asking him
Lesson
first.
learned.
And again, it's really silly, but if you add up all of those little moments, that can make the difference between allowing a youth to feel like they're in charge of their life or not. if that makes sense. All right. Are we going to do an activity
I
first,
think,
friend?
I think we are going to do an activity. We're going to skip some slides because we don't need to do this.
Hey, Brandon, friend to all.
And person who didn't want his backpack moved, can you grab some whiteboards to give to the people? I believe we need one.
I'll explain it.
Okay.
So, well, I'm just because I have to. So, we are going. Has anybody ever seen the Newlywed Game?
Only like 5 people.
Oh, it's so sad. It's such a great game. We're going to play the family version, or for professionals in the room, if you guys want to partner up together. But I'm going to help explain it. So we're going to get, each pair, hopefully, is going to get a whiteboard and a marker and an eraser. One person in the pair is going to ask a question. So Everett might say, all right, youth, we're going to ask you questions about your parents. And the first question might be, what's their favorite animal? So you have to write what you think your parents' favorite animal is on the whiteboard. Parents, you would think of your answer, but don't say it until we tell you to. And then on the count of 3, we're going to flip our whiteboards around to the person, and we're going to see if you were right in your guess or not. Does that make more sense?
Yeah. Who wins?
Everyone wins.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
Professionals can pair with other professionals, right?
Yes.
Are there any youth in the room without a parent or guardian? One. Yes, here in the room. Yep. Can you pair? Well,
What if there's only one parent and siblings?
Oh, okay.
can I ask you a question? Would you be able, I want you to answer for what you think your parent would answer. And then we're going to have a real honest discussion about whether or not you think you're right. Because the idea is basically to think about whether or not we know each other, right? So this activity is supposed to get us thinking about how much we actually know each other, and whether or not we maybe need to work on some conversations. I would be willing to bet that you're going to answer pretty well.
I would think so.
I know my mom very well.
Go ahead and go.
You're Rebecca.
Okay. Thank you guys for passing that out. Does everybody almost have one? No. We're still waiting on one. We're still waiting on them. I think Adam's working on erasers. While we're here, though, Chris is going to sing a song. No. Are we out of boards already? We need boards way up here, bud. People are angry about not getting a board.
Does anyone not have a...
Mom has a whiteboard. Anybody not have a whiteboard that needs one? Hopefully we have enough. Did we buy enough? Well, we're going to ask the question. She's going to answer. And then we'll see if she's right, based on what your answer would be. So you only need one. Yeah, you're good. Only need one whiteboard and one marker, I think. Does everybody have a whiteboard that needs one? Adam is doing the eraser thing. Way to go, Adam. Way to work. Way to hustle. Just so everybody knows, he's an Eagles fan. He just ran laps earlier today.
A lot of energy, a lot of focus.
That's disgusting. I know. That's gross.
You ate butter and you suffered.
I did eat butter and it was gross. Actually, I kind of just put it in my mouth and tried to eat it and couldn't even bite down. So that happened.
I don't know how you did it. I love to see people, but you.
Are we ready, Brandon? Everybody have one?
Yep.
All right. So, again, just to go over the rules. What's going to happen youth, I'm going to ask you a question about your parent or guardian or your partner that's here. Okay? I'm going to ask you a question, and what I want you to do is write down the answer that you think that your parent, guardian, or partner would give. Okay? Does that make sense? You don't want to show them what your answer is, so you want to hide your answer. Okay? Are we ready?
Yeah. Ready. Ready, Freddy.
The first question. What is your parents' or guardian's favorite color? Favorite color. Take a guess. You can do your friend that's right there. Favorite color. Your. Hey, okay, everybody have an answer? Everybody have an answer? All right. Chris,
Yes.
I have a question for you about me just because it's fun.
Yes.
What is my favorite color?
What is your favorite color? This is interesting.
I don't think I've ever told you this. Let's see how well you know me.
It's a process of elimination. All right, so I know you absolutely hate red.
Correct.
You're a Dallas Cowboys fan,
Correct.
regretfully.
Correct.
So I would have to say, is it blue?
It is blue. Wow.
There we go. He's never told me that.
I have never told him that. All right, so on the count of 3, hold up your answers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, white. Orange, pink. Okay, go ahead and erase your boards. Guys, parents, how many of your youth were correct?
She got me right.
Awesome. Go ahead and erase the boards.
She's getting lunch today.
Okay. Okay. The next question. For the parents to answer about the youth. We'll switch it up.
Okay.
Parents are going to answer about the youth right now.
Switch it up.
Switcheroonies. Okay. What is the one thing that is most important to them? Go. The question is, what is most important to your young people? Don't give them the answer. What is most important to your young adult? I did a flip-flop. Parents are answering now, too. I only got through 2 questions. Does everybody have an answer?
I know exactly what my mom would say. Because she says it a lot.
Oh, she does.
She introduces me and she'll say things like, what about me? And she'll be right.
On the count of 3, show your answers, parents. 1, 2, 3. Friends. A dog. What else? Fairness.
Magic together.
Magic together. Okay. Youth, young adults, were your parents correct? Raise your hands. Awesome. Almost.
She almost got me right.
She almost got, family, okay.
I love my mother so much.
You want to do the next one?
My mother who
Sure, which one are you on?
Go ahead and erase your boards again. Go ahead and erase your boards. I just skipped around. So I did this one, and then I did this one.
Do we have a pen? Can you get Chris to hand that pen?
I have a pen, Chris. I did favorite color. And I did this one. Ready?
All right, are you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
What What do they like to do for fun?
Who's answering this?
Oh, okay. I want the parents to answer for the youth. What do they like to do for fun? Right? That was a switch? Okay. I was trying to figure out which one was the switch.
It was not a switch, but that's what we Does everybody have an answer?
We do?
I think so.
All right. And go.
Singing. Word games. Magic the Gathering. Texting. What else? Okay.
Let's do.
Okay.
I want the parents to answer the greatest skill about their youth.
Go ahead, you can do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's always fun. All right, I want parents.
Make sure, erase your boards.
Yes, erase your boards. I want parents to answer this about their youth.
This is the third one in a row now.
All right, I'll switch it up. Okay, fine. Switch your boards. I'll pick another question. I heard you.
We just did the kids know what the parents want, so now it's time the parents to kids.
That's what I thought I just said. It is a switch, right? I don't know.
No, the youth will be answering about their parents.
All right, youth are answering about their parents. What is their favorite thing about you?
Parents' favorite thing about the kids.
Yes, the parents' favorite thing about the kid.
What do your parents like about you most? What do parents like about you the most?
Yes, so for those that have the board, you are guessing what the person without the board likes best about you. The most. The most is. If I have to eat peanut butter and he has to eat butter, you have to answer what you like the most. That is how this triangle works. You can write a parentheses at the bottom that says, I love everything about you. You're the best kid in the whole world.
Next, are we ready to show answers?
Oh, we're ready to show.
Everybody have an answer. Go ahead and show your answers, please. She's friendly, loving, kind, sweet. His existence. I love it.
All
My big heart.
encompassing my entire existence.
I love it. I love it.
We've got some novels in here. The youth are like, well, where do I start?
My parents
they
are
probably
amazing.
like my.
And now, one more question. One more. Go ahead and erase your boards. Allie, who is answering the next question?
I don't know. Everybody keeps yelling at me. You pick.
No, you do it. I think your idea was good. To end it.
This one.
And end it.
Greatest skill.
Yeah. This one, the parents are going to answer for the young people.
No.
What is your young adult's greatest skill? What is their greatest skill? What are they really, really, really good at? Are they going to say Magic the Gathering for a third time? No, I do not want to eat any more butter.
Never in my life.
I do not want to eat any more butter.
We'll discuss it later. That's all.
I don't think I will like butter bread ever again.
Yeah, you will.
Goodness.
You will.
You should have just put your butter in your tea. That would have been fine.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Are you ready? Everybody have an answer, parents. On the count of 3, share with your youth their greatest skill in your mind. 1, 2, 3. Singing and dancing.
So similar.
Got role playing, languages, singing and dancing.
Sports. Awesome.
Languages.
What else we got? Okay. You want me to go over this?
All right, so I want to ask you all, youth and young adults in the room, do you feel like your parents know you pretty well? Good, I like hearing that. Parents, do you feel like your youth know you pretty well?
I think so.
Good, that really means a lot. So that means for the people that are in this room, you guys have pretty good partnerships going on. It sounds like you probably communicate pretty well with one another. You're sharing. Parents, I'm proud. That means you're also listening about what's important to your youth, what makes them unique, what they might need more supports in. That's all very, very important. So, Everett, what is person-centered planning?
So, what is person-centered planning? This is going to sound, it's actually pretty simple. It's a process where you can talk about your hopes, dreams, and goals for the future. And one of the key things that a person-centered plan does, or that we believe is important, is the use of person-first language. Okay? That's putting the person before their disability. So, I am a person with cerebral palsy. Allie
Same.
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
same. Pound it.
Yeah. Allie is a young lady with cerebral palsy. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're always putting the person first and not saying things like,
I'm not a disabled lady.
Yes.
right. Because Allie is Allie, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense? So you put the person first.
Person with autism.
Yes. Person with an intellectual disability. Person who uses a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Cool?
Absolutely.
Okay. But what kind of things, what are they used for? How are they used? To share information. As the beginning of a more detailed description, we're going to actually do one of these one-pagers. And looking at things like what is most important. It's a person-centered plan really helps you see what's most important to you, what things that you like to have done, or what things don't you like, what things do you really enjoy, what things do you absolutely despise.
Right, so these are kind of like summaries of who we are as people and how we kind of work. So we are obviously, there's a lot of things about us that you should know. But in order to kind of summarize that and make it information that can be shared with our teachers, our parents, our support staff, all of the important people in our life, we want to try to get it onto one page, all of the really important things. So these could be used at the start or development of an IEP. Who knows what an IEP is?
How many youth go to their IEP meetings in here? Raise your hand.
Good.
So, and how many of you actually are afraid or don't really like talking at your IEPs? Okay.
This is a really nice way to do some work ahead of time, right? Before you go into your IEP meeting where there's like a lot of people and it's a little scary because they're all
Wearing suits and stuff.
right, and they're like staring at you, waiting for you to say things.
Yeah.
We can write stuff down on a one-pager before and use that as a way to share
Yes.
with the people in the room.
And the nice thing about a person-centered plan, okay, so every year you have an IEP meeting, or you might have multiple meetings depending on how things go. But you at least have one meeting a year, right? You have one meeting a year, and they make that document, and it gets submitted, right? It's done for the year, okay? A person-centered plan can change, and it can be easily changed. You can make changes to it. If there's something that you liked and now you don't like it, great. If you have new goals that you want to make and step forward, so like for example, Chris is right now looking to buy a house. That's really awesome for a young person, right? That's really great. But 3 years ago, Chris, were you looking to buy a house?
I was not.
You were not. What were you looking to do 3 years ago? Maybe get a job?
Get a job, you know, try to find a place on the couch where I can lay down, you know.
Right.
Life.
Yeah. So, I mean, your goals and dreams will change through life. I honestly use a person-centered plan still to this day. And my wife thinks I'm really weird.
Well, you are.
I am. But the reality is that because I wrote it down, she knows things that I like and do not like. And she actually laughs with me and say, I know it's not on the plan, and then whatever, and it's whatever. But
If we had a person-centered plan for Brandon,
yes, he would want organization
We would
all
know.
the time.
yeah.
Yes. So it's just a way to write down what you want to do and where you want to be. It can be about your job, about where you want to live, where you might want to go to school. Do you want to live on your own? All these types of things. But if you can get it all on one page, you can literally give that to somebody and say, if you want to know about who I am, here is my one-page description about me.
Yep.
Okay? Then you don't even have to say anything in your
Or
IEP meeting. Or you can say, you know what it says on my plan.
Right.
Here it is. This is what I said. Let's focus on these things.
Or new people that are coming into your life. So I use personal care attendants. So when I have a new person coming in, that can be a really easy way, instead of me going through the spiel over and over and over again, to give them that piece of paper so they say, oh, okay, now I have a pretty good idea. Does there need to be more communication aside from that one piece of paper? Absolutely. But that's a good starting point.
And it really helps you as the young adult and parents kind of keep things focused on youth, on your child, okay? And letting that kind of grow as it goes. So I think we actually have some of the one-page sheets that we're going to let you all work on together. Are they being handed out
Yep.
as we speak right now?
I just had to Nicole with
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, Allie was trying to speak
I
a different
know.
language to Chris, like,
No, it's not her fault.
That's the
get
last
the,
side?
get the paper. It is not, but I just,
Can you go- What is it?
oh, you want me to look at them?
Do you guys want examples or do you want to do your own? Do your own. Okay, I like it.
This is not. You have.
No more whiteboards are needed. If Brandon wants to collect the whiteboards, that might be cool, unless he knows where the person-centered plans are.
Right there.
Bam. Okay, so many copies, so little time. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Chris, for supporting Everett and Allie, who we both know one of our weaknesses is handing out papers in a big room.
I might know where
Thank you,
things are.
Jess. I don't know what you're, oh.
These are just examples, so we'll let them.
One of my weaknesses is knowing exactly where we're going at all moments. So you guys support me on that?
What's that?
I said one of my weaknesses is knowing our transitions.
Does this match?
No, it's like general examples, because we were going to talk about like what types of questions are in a person-centered plan, and I give an example because that's important. So it's important to know that there are countless types of person-centered plans that are out there. If you Google image person-centered plans, you will find a million of them.
Hey, can I get a copy of that, please? Can I get one?
Chris.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
So the one that you have in front
Thank
of
you.
you is just one version. There's also a lot of different formats. I tend to like a bubble format that looks like a map of things that starts with you in the middle. So if you look at that middle circle, it says name. So we want you to write your name down.
Put your name in the middle, please.
You always want to put your name on your person-centered plan. That's like the most important part.
Parents, you can fill one out for yourself also. Parents, you can fill one out for yourself also.
They aren't, but I can give them to Patton so that they can put them up there. And I modified it from like a bunch of different versions online, but if you really Google it, there are a million templates too. I will do that, but there are a million out there. A lot that are more detailed and things like that. We did this for time purposes.
Do you want me to go through the questions and have them answer them all at once? Or do you want me to? So what we're going to do, after you put your name in the middle, we're going to have you answer the questions in the boxes.
We'll go over what. So we're going to give you some time to do it, but we'll go over what these questions are. So one of them is words that describe me best. So for me, I might put absolutely hilarious, great hair, smart, right? All those sorts of things. Other one is strengths and talents. So for Brandon, that might be that he's really organized. He's very particular. Ways to support me. We just talked about one, right? Handing out pieces of paper in a crowded room. I can't do that, so I need that type of support. Then on the right side, we have an ideal day and a terrible day. That sounds negative, but I really think it's important. If you think of like what would be the worst day possible, so for me that might be a day that has nothing planned, a day where there are lots of changes, a day where I never have alone time for myself. So in that terrible day, you get to learn a little bit about me, right? And the things that we should make sure that we're not doing in a day. And then the ideal day is if like everything went perfectly, what would that day look like? Does that make sense? Yep. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you set? All right, you guys have about 7 minutes or so. Or wait, we have until 12, right?
Yes.
Oh, shoot. Okay, you guys have like at least 10 minutes, if not more, to write down, and then we're going to come back together and talk about it, okay? If you need help writing, please raise your hand. We'll come around and help you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us.
So go ahead and get started.
Like you can share just one, or you can share little bits from all of it. Hang on. Wait. Chris, can you give him a microphone?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I forgot about it, and then I was waiting for our friend up there to put the sign up.
Oh my goodness, LOL.
Eagle, tell her.
It's working.
Okay. So let's see. What describes me best? I put down kind and caring. You know, that's something about me that's described a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Also have like eager to please is another one that I put down. Or things like my strengths and talents, I had put down languages and cooking, because those are some things I'm good with.
Good.
And let's see, ways to support me. In general, I've just given some vague but I think important descriptions.
That's okay.
Be patient with me.
That's good. That's a
Just
good one.
Be willing to explain something in a new and different or unthought of way if I don't understand something from like a traditional explanation.
Yep.
And just ask if I need help. Just ask.
That's actually really important to write down. I will frequently have people come up to me and say, is it okay if I help you? Which I think is a good question to ask, because some people do not like it. I, on the other hand, am like, yeah, I will never turn that down. Thank you very much.
Totally.
Right.
All right, let's see, my terrible day is I have no one to talk to, or people are rude or dismissive towards me, and too much is just demanded or expected of me. Whereas my ideal day, I get to hang out with friends, learn new things, meet some new and interesting people, while I still get time to myself, and I get to eat foreign food.
There you go. All included. We're going to go over to Sophia, raised her hand next.
For me, my strengths and talents is art and supporting me to walk because my legs still hurt. And ways to support me is just hug me and just love me. That is for my mom, who knows my best. Terrible day, just shut the door and sleep.
I like it.
And an ideal day for me, just wake up, eat, then sleep. Best describes me as good, great, good, and a winner.
There we go.
I love it. I love it.
There you go.
We're going to go Karina, and then Kaylee, and then Kristen. All right?
So what should you start with?
Why don't you start with words that describe you best?
Go ahead.
I'm a little nervous.
That's okay.
Go ahead. They're waiting.
I believe in you.
I'm a little nervous.
Keep speaking.
Just keep looking at me.
The words that best, nice, friendly, girl, and helpful. strength and talents, singing and dancing. Ways for me, I tie my shoelaces, which I'm not good at. A travel
Me
day
either.
with my family and my dog Lexi. An ideal day being with my best friends.
Nice. I love it. Nailed it.
My good words that describe myself is good sense of humor, friendly and smart. My strengths and talents are working out is my strength and learning Spanish. My talent is singing art, singing and drums.
Nice. Very good.
The ways to support myself is my family are there for me and taking care of myself.
Mhm.
My ideal is being happy, spending time with friends, bowling sometimes for Special Olympics.
Mhm.
And my terrible day is fighting with people, giving attitude, and swearing to my mother, and being bold and rude.
Agreed. Thank you.
Also throws a football pretty legit.
Everett said that one of your skills and talents is that you throw a football pretty legit.
Yes.
You do. You really
She
do.
has a rocket. She has a rocket for an arm. And she catches better than me too.
Yeah.
It's true. 13 minutes, Ronnie.
Silly,
Silly.
Accurate.
independent. One leg.
Ride or bite.
Likes to ride or bike.
And what are you obsessed with?
Boy.
Boy.
I would add sassy in there, Kristen.
Oh yes. And what's a bad day for you? When it does what? When it rains. She doesn't like bad weather.
Me too. It makes things so much harder.
Is there anything else you want to share?
All right. Well, thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share?
We woke up even up since 4 a.m. this morning because she was trying to find a boy.
Oh, story of my life.
At 4 a.m.?
You know what? Sometimes you got to get up early and start the day trying to find you a man.
Early bird gets the worm.
Hopefully they're a little better than a worm, but probably not much.
Okay. With the man bashing.
I know.
You know,
I can't complain.
Even though ladies are the superior gender.
We sure are.
110%.
Smarter, I'll say.
110%.
Oh, are you going to share?
I'm actually gonna share like some of my things that I believe that are my strengths.
Good.
Ice hockey. I play ice hockey with my sister Lavender. I say reading, but I cannot spell.
That's okay. Those are
But
two different
that is
things.
One of my awesomeness, and I am very powerful. I want to be more independent and like more advocating for myself. I want to more advocate. And thank you.
Thank you. I think we have somebody in the back, Chris, and that
Awesome.
will probably be.
We've
we
had
have
some-
time for a couple more.
We got some good feedback, guys. I appreciate it all.
I actually, after this one, I want to hear from a parent in the room what their person-centered plan was.
My words that describe me best: kind, hilarious, smart, friendly. My and my ideal day is getting a drink at Starbucks.
Yo.
Yup.
Green tea lemonade.
Getting ice cream, seeing my grandparents.
Oh.
My strengths and talents: running, playing piano, reading, and good at technology. The terrible day, when my dog dies, when my parent gets sick or something.
Oh my gosh. You hit the nail on the head. I know it's sad, but that shows us how important dogs are to her and how important her parents are to her. So it's a good
the
thing
word-
because they're still here.
The ways that support me: helping my clothing, cleaning my braces, because they're hard when you have food in them.
Oh my gosh. Ev, accurate?
Yeah.
Practicing social thinking, needing to my technology to write and do work.
Very good.
Are we gonna put the parents on the
Uh,
spot?
Yeah, I
right,
really,
is there a
I want
parent in the room
it.
that's
I
willing
want
to
at
share?
least 2 parents.
Dun, dun, dun.
Get it
They're
together.
They're all pointing at like everybody. all
I
these
know.
boys.
Why are we pointing up here?
Okay.
Okay. Well, she just advocated for something. You can't say no. You can't say no. Up here, Chris.
Okay.
Oh, you're going?
I will go.
I love it. Then
Um,
you. You're not off the hook.
Okay. So, words that describe me. Now, I will say my daughter did this part.
Good.
So, okay. So, we might be going back 30 years or so. I'm pretty, smart,
No.
friendly, positive outlook. My strengths and talents, I'm focused, I'm faithful to my family and friends. An ideal day, sleeping late and staying up later. Spending time in nature, and dinner at home that I don't cook.
Yes. Oh.
A terrible day would be when someone I love is not well. And then ways to support me. And I really think that this is helpful for all of us, and I have to remember this as a mom of teens. Listen to me when I need an ear, but not offer solutions. And help me with handyman tasks around the house. I have trouble using tools like a hammer.
Awesome. So you had one in the front. In the front.
Yep.
Board
up
members,
here.
we want to get in this, or
I feel like I shared a lot. I mean, I'm down
Chris,
to
you
share
wanna
more.
do it?
yeah, I'll share after. Can't see your name tag. Ms. Brenda. Okay, I'll share after Ms. Brenda.
Words that describe me is probably independent, self-willed, which are 2 things that my daughter has that drive me crazy. But now
Isn't it usually that way? Yep.
Strengths and talents is I'm very focused. I don't take no for an answer. Ways to support me is help me clean around the house, help me do things. A terrible day is when my daughter swears at me. You asked for me to share.
She said that, I think, that her terrible day is when she's rude.
Well,
Yeah.
when she's mean to me.
Yep.
An ideal day would be probably just to lay out on a beach, maybe a cocktail in my hand.
Definitely a cocktail.
And, yes. And no kids.
There you go. Hey.
All right,
Alrighty.
Chris, wrap it up. You're doing the line.
Wrap it up. Okay, so it seems for me, words to describe me would be always smiling, patient, driven, and I try to be kind to everyone. Some of my strengths are I believe that I am a great communicator. I am very welcoming and friendly, so I'm very respectful always, and I'm very driven. An ideal day would be if I could just sit out on a porch while it's raining and be protected from the rain and read all day. That would be my, like, you know, as Survivor when they give $1 million. If I could just have a lifetime of that, that would be my grand prize. A bad day is when I'm really stressed out at work, or if I've ever seen anyone in a situation where they're being bullied. I hate bullies, so that's kind of like a trigger for me. So that'll be a worst day. And ways to help me is to give me your advice. I appreciate feedback, but don't be critical when you do it. Offer to help me by seeing if there's ways that you can support me, and also just like, you know, just be there, just be a shoulder to listen, ear kinder to listen.
Thanks, Tris.
No problem.
And thank you all for sharing. The one thing I will say, I encourage you to, like Ali said when we first started this, there are literally tons of these online that are different. I think Ali modified some to make this one, but they're all over the place, and I would encourage you to do this periodically. Like I said, I kind of have one of these, and I kind of know what the answers are, and people that really know me know those answers, and so I encourage you to kind of do this and revisit it as you go through every year, every month, whatever you want to do. So thank you. I know we might have to give out a code for some. Anybody need a code in here? Anyone? Codes. Okay. Ronnie, you want to go ahead.
This is my second PYLN between yesterday and today, and you guys are awesome.
We try.
Ronnie.
For sharing
We try.
our